You guys are awesome. So I wanted to play this game. How many of you guys have played that game before, Charades? Right, kind of a fun game. It's actually something cool to do like during the holidays. Like if you're ever together with your family and you guys are just sitting around and watching a game and no one's really interacting. This is a great way to get people to interact. Right? It's simple, come up with words and just act, right? And so that was the purpose of it. But also leading into what I want to share today, what was the main skill needed for charades? What is the main skill? All right, quick thinking. But you also got to be a good what?
Acting.
Yeah, there's acting involved, right? Mr. Larry, you got some acting skills, man. Like, he's flying a kite. Right, he's flying a kite.
That was easy.
So, acting is a skill. It's something living in Los Angeles that I think we all appreciate, right? How many of you guys have ever gone and seen like a live play before?
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to go see it.
What would you prefer to do? To go watch a movie or a play?
a movie.
A play.
How many of you guys would say, you know, I'd pick the play, right? There's something powerful about live performances, right? Does anyone here know, or let me just say this, right? The word actor, there is actually a Greek word for actor. Does anyone know that? That's what I was trying to say, right? Greek word for actor, or specifically play actor. Player. That's a performer, yeah. But the Greek word for actor. Does anyone know it?
Okay, Google. Broadway.
Not Broadway. All right. It's cool. So,
It is Broadway?
it's not Broadway.
Oh. I got excited for that. Hypocrite?
Hypocrite.
I don't think that's okay.
Yeah. Hypocrite. How many of you guys knew that?
Oh, because they're playing in
Right. So the word hypocrite, its original use meant a play actor. And so you guys know that the Greeks were that was one of the things that they gave us, right? They gave us live theater. They gave us performance, right, with Shakespeare and so all that time frame came up with this word that meant play actor. Now, when you see this word hypocrite, do you think of a play actor?
No.
What do we think of? What do we think of? When we hear the
Someone
word
who says one thing but does another.
Someone who says one thing but does another. Right? Let me ask you this. Is this something that you want to be?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Actor-wise, or?
Right? No, right. If someone said, "Hey, man, you're being a hypocrite,"
Okay, cool.
is that a positive thing?
No, depends.
I know.
Right.
You're an actor.
Constructive criticism.
So, the word hypocrite today, and I think the reason why some of us are surprised that this word means play actor, because the word hypocrite really has taken on a negative, negative association, right? The word hypocrite today mostly, right, it can be used in different ways, but it's mostly used to describe someone who's being fake, right? Someone who's being fake. Now, we all know that that's bad. We all know that being fake is not something that you want to strive for, right? It's just not, right? No one wants to be called a hypocrite. No one likes a hypocrite, right? You guys agree with that? Right. And so, I want to share this truth, right? This truth today, and that's that with God, we no longer have to perform. With God, we no longer have to pretend. So you see, during Jesus' time, 2,000 years ago, there was these group of men that were religious leaders. And I've spoken to you guys about them often. I don't know what it is, but their actions, who they were, it always kind of stands out to me. And so I've been reading this week that these guys, that they're called the Pharisees, were labeled as hypocrites by Jesus. Jesus called these guys hypocrites. And the reason why he called them hypocrites is because they were not practicing what they were preaching. Right? They were being fake. Right? And anyone who's kind of read the New Testament or is aware, you've been in church around, you kind of see that these guys, these Pharisees, man, they were just, they had it messed up. Right? They had it messed up because they knew what was right, but they never lived it out. And they went as far as like accuse Jesus of doing wrong and ultimately getting him sentenced to death. Right? And so we're in the Easter season and we're getting ready, those of us who go to church, we're getting ready to celebrate the fact that although Jesus was sentenced and crucified, he overcame that. Right? And so the guys that got him to that cross, a big part were these guys that Jesus called as hypocrites. Right? And so in Matthew 23, if you want to go home and read it, in Matthew 23, Jesus says, hey man, don't be like these Pharisees. Don't be like these hypocrites. They don't practice what they preach. And so I asked myself this question as I was kind of thinking about these guys. What drives a hypocrite? Because you guys want me to be honest? Can I be honest?
Yeah, be honest.
Right? The reason why, here, let me be honest. I'm a hypocrite. Right? I'm a hypocrite. Because to be a hypocrite means that you don't always do what you know is right. Right? I'm a health teacher. I talk about healthy eating. Have you guys ever seen me eat some chips or some?
Yes.
Did you get a big old cup of coffee?
Right? That's me being a hypocrite. I'm not practicing what I'm preaching. Do you guys think I've ever stolen or told a lie before?
Yes.
For sure. For sure. Right? Let me ask you this, right? Or let me confess this. Have I ever pretended in my life? Have I ever pretended to be something that I'm not? For example, to be someone that's tough.
Yes.
To be someone that knows it all.
Yes.
To be someone that has it all together. Have I ever done that?
Not that.
Right? I'm telling you, I have. I have been a hypocrite. Right? These guys were hypocrites. Here's the truth. I'm standing in a room full of hypocrites. Right? And I'm not saying, man, that's what you are. Here's what I'm saying. We've all pretended. We've all fronted. We've all faked it. We've all done it. We've all done it. Right? And if you're saying, nah, I've never done that, you're being a hypocrite right there. You're pretending in that moment. Guilty. Right? So I want to make that clear, guys, is that these guys that were giving Jesus a hard time and being called hypocrites, they were doing what we've all done at some point in our life. We've all been fake. And so why? What drives this need to be fake? I want to give you guys a couple of thoughts on that. I believe, like this word says, right? A hypocrite is someone who is a play actor, someone who's pretending. Why do people act in Hollywood?
To get money.
What are they doing for us?
Entertainment.
They are entertaining. They are performing. Do you guys think that when someone wins, it's the Oscars, right? The Oscars. When someone wins one of those dudes right there, do you think they feel good?
No.
Yes.
Oh man. Guys, can you imagine what it's like to be on national television and getting an award and just seeing people clap for you and rolling out the red carpet? How do you guys think that feels? Right? So here's what I'm saying. There is something that we get when we act, and that's that we get the applause of man. We get like, man, look at that dude. That dude is so tough. Look at the way he stands. Look at the way he dresses. Man, he's cool. Or look at her. She has it all together. You know what I mean? She's just, nothing phases her, right? It's this gratification that we get out of pretending. And so Jesus says of these guys, he says, man, all their motives, all the things that the Pharisees are doing it, they're doing it just to be seen. Right? They wear these phylacteries, or I think I messed up that word. They wear these, the way they dress, like it's all for show. They're being extra. And it's because when they go out into the marketplaces, they get greeted. When they go into parties, they get the seats of honor. And what he's saying is like, you know what's driving these hypocrites? It's this desire to perform for man. And guess what? As I'm contemplating the Pharisees, I'm seeing all of that in myself. I'm seeing that for a lot of part of my life, I've been performing. I've been pretending to win, you know, the approval of others, to win the love of others, to see others see me as cool and I have it together. And I just thought, man, like in high school, when I played basketball, because I've shared that before, you know, I liked being on the basketball team, but there's one thing that I loved. And that was on game night when I got to run out of the tunnel, right? You guys have been to a high school basketball game before?
Mm-hmm.
You guys know when the varsity team comes out, they play the music and then you run around?
Yeah.
Guys, for me, man, there was this high, like to run out of that, like you're just like, right, you come out, you get in your layup lines, right, you're just doing no normal layup. What am I doing?
I know.
Right? Guys, in my mind, everybody's looking at me. In my mind, there is no simple layup. I'm pretending, I'm performing for man. And I'm here to tell you guys, right, that we do this, right? In our social media, in the way we dress, in the way we talk, so much of it is driven not by our authentic self, but simply to perform, simply to cover up what's really there. And what's really there a lot of times, like for me, I did all that because I was getting ready to play a game. I was fearful. I was insecure. So I pretended like, man, I'm gonna hype myself up. Right? And I think about where do I do that in regular life? Where am I doing that to pretend? And how much work is that? You guys know that it's hard work to act. It's hard work to be fake, man. It's just so hard. And so then here comes Jesus, right? And he breaks all this down. And this is why I follow Jesus, guys. Is because Jesus tells me I no longer have to pretend. I no longer have to perform. I no longer have to be fake. That there's nothing that I can do that's going to earn his love. There's nothing, you know, there's no life that I can attain on my own that he's going to be like, oh man, you're awesome, you're amazing, I want a relationship with you, right? Instead he says, look, even in your good deeds, man, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. But yet, and here's the freeing thing, but yet, even though I see that you're a hypocrite, man, and you're fake, God says, I still love you, and I still want you. And I want a relationship with you. And so for me, what God has done in my life is he has allowed me, and this is a process, to truly be myself, to stop pretending, to stop being fake, to stop walking around like I got it all together, and to just be like real, and just to be honest, right? Because with God, he sees right through all the fakeness. And so I don't know why God put this in my heart this week, but my encouragement to you guys, man, is that the love of God, he allows you to have rest and to have peace. When we're in a relationship with God, we no longer have to perform and act and keep up this fake facade like I have it all together. Like we can just be like, I'm good. He loves me. I don't have to earn his love, right? And so Jesus says, he's actually talking to others, he's talking to his disciples about the Pharisees. He's like, man, don't be like these guys. If you want to be great, be a servant. Because those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Right? And so, where are you at with this? Right? Do you feel that you are someone who is pretending? And why not just give that up for something that's like, I can just be, right? Relationship with God, free of performance. All right? Does anyone have any thoughts or questions on that? All right? And the last thing I want to say to this, one of the reasons why people don't go to church, from I've heard, is because they don't want to be hypocrites. They say, man, I'm not going to go to church because I don't want to be a hypocrite. Here's the thing, guys. I go to church, right? I go to church because I know I can be a hypocrite. Because I need God in my life. I need Him to change my life. It's almost like saying, I'm not going to go to the hospital because I know I'm sick. Right? You would be like, what? You need to be in the hospital. You're sick. So when you realize, here's the moment, here's the thought. When you realize that you're messed up and that you're not good enough for God, that's when you need to run to God. That's where you need to be. Right? And church just happens to be where you can learn and hear about God and build a relationship with Him. So that's why I encourage you guys, if anything, as Easter's approaching, start thinking about that. Start thinking about these things. Okay?